How's it going, garden people? Welcome back to Hidden Gardens. So today we're going to continue along the garden to-do list. I'm going to document as we go along. So here we go. First up, we got some tulips going into the pots out front in the Entryway gardens. I was able to finally plant the sky pencil holly in the ground, and now we're going to pot up these glow stick Japanese holly. So reaching about 4 to 6 feet tall, 12 inches wide, zones 5 through 9, which makes these a perfect candidate for these pots, where I'm in a zone 7. General rule is about 2 zones lower than yours when you're keeping things in pots as far as overwintering. So these will stay out here all winter. I'm not going to huddle them close. They're just going to hang out. The tulips should come up nicely in spring, we'll hope. We'll cross our fingers. They are high enough that at least the rabbits can't get them. So hopefully we'll have a really pretty show come spring. I think this Gora is a little confused as far as the weather patterns have gone. And like I said, I got this sky pencil Japanese holly into the ground as well. These get about 12 feet tall up to and about 18 inches wide, so nice and thin. And then off to the dahlias, I was able to... overwintering dahlias is going to be more of an experiment. These I had grown from seed and never got a chance to plant them. They tubered up, so we're going to store them for the winter and see if they make it and go from there. I'm going to try not to put too much thought into the dahlias because they can be a chore. Back out into the Entryway gardens, I was able to get some alliums and a bunch of daffodils into the ground. Hopefully that'll be a pretty show come the spring as well. And the coral bark Japanese maple looking pretty fantastic, I have to say. Castle spire looking really pretty. These holly trees. Berries on these, I can't wait to see these mature over time. That'll be really pretty. And then I was also able to get some more Laura petalum into the ground over here because I liked this one so much that I just simply had to add 2 more up on this little swoop area. And I think that'll be really pretty once it fills in because they get to about 4 feet wide or so. So it'll be really, really pretty. I'm looking forward to that filling in. And with the temperatures heading towards the warmer than colder, looks like this crabapple also shot out a sprout, got a little confused. But since I was already over here and already dirty, I decided let's just get these crabapples into the ground. So these get about 5 to 6 feet tall and wide, and they're zones 4 to 8. They require full sun. The Entryway gardens here get the full afternoon sun and most of the day sun as well. One side's a little shadier than the other, but I believe that these trees should do really, really well here. They're small enough that, they don't take up too much space, room, sun, all that. And they're all year interest, which is just fantastic. In the spring you get the pretty flowers, the summer you got some good foliage, and then in the fall you have the nice leaf change colors, and then into these fantastic red berries that'll stay persistent, so they'll stay until either the birds pick them up or they shrivel away. So that's a win there too. I also managed to get a few alliums planted around the base of these as well. They're like small ones, so we'll see how they come out. And they're supposed to be like a bluish color. We'll see if they come up and whatnot. And I may or may not have ordered a bunch more of these dragon prince cryptomerias since they seem to be doing so well out here in the front entryway garden. The weather's definitely getting cooler around here, but the ground is still plantable, so I'm getting what I can get in the ground while I can. And onto the back area, into the raised bed garden space, it's finally time to get the garlic in the ground. And this for me is kind of like the beginning of the new gardening season. It's the first crop to get in that'll be harvested in the summer. So it felt really good to get this part accomplished. So we've got some celery that's still kind of hanging out, and I did manage to move the trellises around a little bit, so we'll see if they stay in these positions. But part of the planting of the garlic is making sure that I know where it's going, and that means that I have to have a little bit of an idea of where I'm going to put other stuff once springtime rolls around, because I can't just go and plant in the middle of spring when there's a bunch of garlic in all the beds. So I had to be a little strategic about where I was planting it this year, and I went for the 2 front beds for the both hardneck varieties, and then to the side bed for the softneck variety. And in terms of bulb size, the garlic bulbs that come out, the music variety cloves that I planted, those were the biggest ones. So we'll be looking to see if those come out as the biggest garlic bulbs out of these 3 that I'm planting. And the hardneck usually is bigger than the softneck, so there's that advantage. But between the 2 hardnecks, we'll kind of see what comes out. And I'm definitely going to be using some Biotone starter fertilizer because I used that the last time and it worked great for me, so no reason to change that. And that kind of helps feed roots, which is what we're looking for here, right? So a little bit of a frosty top, but I was able to break through and get these all planted up. And I'll cover them with compost now, and then in the spring I'll add some more raised bed mix to the top. Alright, all planted up, all set, tucked in for the winter. Like I said, I'll put some compost up and add a little bit more raised bed mix as the spring comes along. But for the most part, these are tucked in, ready to go, and hopefully we'll see them come spring. And lastly, I got about 6 Anna's Magic Ball arborvitae into the ground. And this is one of those repeat plants. It's definitely good to have some repeating plants within your garden, and Anna's Magic Ball is definitely worth repeating in the garden. So I hope that this inspires you to continue along on your gardening journey, whatever that looks like for you. And thanks for coming along on mine.